Hey, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, guys. Oh man, oh, oh, it wanted to bail. What do we, oh. Welcome back, everybody. I've got an exciting idea. Well, hopefully it's exciting and not just incredibly boring. But after my La Jolla Scramble video where I went through all the roundabouts, at the very end I included, a bit of an unguided tour. Let the beta go with no navigation. As you'll notice now, we don't have anything set as a route. So this is first in an attempt of kind of unguided adventures to see what the beta does. There we go, going around slower traffic. So right now we're down in Chula Vista, National City area, kind of heading toward the Otay Lakes region in San Diego. And as you can see, busy. It is just after 08:30 in the morning on Wednesday. It is peak rush hour. I was doing customer trips. I just don't want to get stuck going north on the 5 or the 805 right now. So figured, let's have some fun. We're gonna go on an unguided adventure. And if it gets to a point where it's kind of boring, not much going on, I'll just fast forward until we get to something interesting. This is going to be pretty unpredictable in a sense. Like, I don't know, the beta might just randomly decide to get into a turning lane and then it has to commit to a turn, or, we run into basically a dead end and we have to go left or right and see what the beta does. I think this will be a fun departure from the norm, from just seeing if it can handle a route, especially as busy as it is right now, with the beta's tendency to go around other cars. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is kind of my way of passing the time during rush hour and trying to get a little creative with the channel. So definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments and see if you have any feedback or suggestions. There we go, good reaction to this yellow light. I'm curious, this is, peak free roam. I think for fun, we'll keep track of disengagements, interventions, and human error, which is kind of my new favorite thing to monitor, because driving as much as I do, or as much as anybody who drives just frequently, human error is abundant. And actually being able to observe it and call it out in comparison to what Tesla's FSD Beta can do is a lot of fun. On that note, by the way, I am on 10.69.2.2, so bit of a mouthful, but I got the latest iteration a couple days ago pretty quickly. Seemed not too long after Chuck and Dirty Tesla and such got it, so that's cool. I'm glad they pushed that out pretty quick. Haven't noticed a massive difference really in its performance yet, but we'll see. I mean, there are a lot of metrics and a lot of things going on and happening, so it's really hard to call out all the improvements on the spot, but I'll do my best. We're cruising down 8th Street right now in the Chula Vista area. This road does not go on forever, but it does go on for a while, so kind of has a forced bend after we pass the Otay Ranch area, and then the beta will be put in an interesting situation. So we might fast forward through 8th Street unless something fun happens. So it's been mostly uneventful so far. However, we're running towards kind of the edge of the Eastlake area, and ahead of us, as we complete 8th Street, it seems to shift from this larger road to a much smaller residential road, and then it would continue on into like a nature preserve. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm wondering if maybe we'll like get stuck in the neighborhood and just kind of go crazy. So depending on that, what I want to do is, without me actually taking over, I'll drop a waypoint to just give the car enough direction to get out of a loop if it gets stuck in one. and then once we're on a main road again, delete the waypoint and let the car carry on. My goal is to get as little involved as possible, even interventions, pushing the throttle, the turn stock. You know, I want to do as little as possible to make this as much of an actual unguided adventure as it can be. But yeah, we're only an intersection or two away from where this road is going to shift from this busy street that carries on to the right to a smaller residential road, it looks like. And I don't even know. I mean, I used to drive around here a lot a couple years ago. I lived closer to this area, but I'm not as familiar with how it's developed, because this whole spot has gone through a massive change, including a wonderful supercharger right in the Target Plaza. But all that aside, things might be getting interesting in a moment. Oh, we're in a turn lane. We're in a turn lane. No, it's going straight. No. No. That's the road to the... No. Rats. Damn it, Beta. How brave am I? Oh. Yeah, this is the road to the wildlife preserve, and holy hell, it actually shows that we would actually connect all the way back around to my waypoint. Oh man, yeah, this is just gonna be a whole lot of nothing. So I'm gonna take over. That's hilarious. We're gonna 3-point turn our way out of here and get back to it. I also would rather not risk my tires too much. Oh man. We were in the turn lane and I thought we were gonna be okay. And then Mew was like, nah, we're gonna go. Let's do it. Send it. All right. Well, to avoid just getting stuck on A Street and going back in the straight line all over again, I am gonna drop a random waypoint. Not to complete a route or anything, but just to get us turning so we're not going down a straight line, to try to see if the Beta can get into some situations it can navigate properly. So here we go. Pretty much as soon as we complete this left turn up here, we're gonna kill the navigation. What a funny... I didn't do it fast enough, guys. I didn't do it fast enough. I was gonna try to prevent this from happening. How random. Really far to the right for this turn. I mean, there's no lane line differential in this side of the road, so I can't really blame it. All right, come on. You commit if you're gonna go. I'm giving it throttle because it's shitting its pants right now. All right, canceling route. Ugh, so that's a disengagement and an intervention. Unfortunate. Well, now I know that 8th Street just turns into a nature trail. Kinda. Sorta paved, crappy dirt road kind of scenario. Which, I mean, hey, if I was in the Cybertruck, I'd let that go. You know, we're gonna do some random unguided adventures in that thing, regardless of the terrain. So now we are in kind of a residential area. And it'll be interesting to see if we just get stuck in a loop, or if the system decides to actually turn out of it. Also depending on really the structure of how the roads are sequenced. So we are gonna, all right, cool. So here we have our first split decision. We're gonna go left or we're gonna go right. Let's see what the Beta decides. We're tracking for a right turn. Interesting. Why right over left? We may never know. There you go. Talk about some nice scenery though, am I right? Cruising around at a cool 40K. metric system for anybody who thinks I'm doing 40 miles an hour in a residential area. I'm not. I'm actually doing 27. That is fun. I always get somebody. Oh, I've picked up a customer from right there. And the funny things you remember when you're driving through areas that you've been in the past. It's been a long time. Actually, funny quick story. This customer I picked up, we didn't have this supercharger down here in Eastlake, and I was down at like 20%, and I had to take this person almost all the way up to Rancho Penasquito, Pomona area. I made it, and I made it to a Mira Mesa supercharger at about 3% battery life left. It's all about managing that efficiency. Driving slow enough, AC not working too hard. It was a stretch. Oh my gosh, but we did it. Here in a couple of moments, we will be forced another left or right scenario, and I really hope it decides to go right. Otherwise, we're gonna get stuck on a mountain road that is much better than what we just dealt with, but it would carry us all the way out to the 94, kind of getting really off the beaten path here, considering where we are in San Diego. That would basically turn into a scenic route with some music behind it, because there wouldn't be much going on. Cool, so this exit to the residential area has actually got one of these concrete medians. I feel like these always make things a little bit more interesting because you never really know what the vehicle's going to do around them. Not in the sense that it'll go the wrong way, but when entering these areas, it makes it a little shaky, like it's trying to figure out the best way to go about things. So there's also the chance that we'll go straight into this parking lot. I really hope not. Oh, good. The Beta's tracking to turn right. Thank you. Right down Otay Lakes Road, and it is beautifully empty. We have right on red authority, and we're going. Very smooth, very smooth. Now this road can go straight for a very, very, very long time. So real quick, guys, coming up, you're gonna hear me say we haven't really had any failures yet on this drive. And even though I considered that an actual disengagement in the beginning with the dirt road trail going off down the nature preserve, I don't really consider that a failure of the system personally, because the car was still navigating and going along its path. I disengaged more so out of not wanting to put it through that trail for one, and two, goals of the video for time. So I leave it up to you whether or not really consider that a failure. I don't think that's really a fair statement on the beta itself, but I'm still going to count the disengagements as they happen regardless. So some of the interpretation around what's actually a failure of the beta versus limitations or me choosing to go somewhere else, I leave that more up to interpretation. I don't want to say things that seem conflicting without an explanation like this one. So let's get back to the video. Alright, I want to drop in a random waypoint to prevent us from going straight forever. We got some time, so hopefully the beta can quickly decide to get over. It's kind of a fun little litmus test for how quick it can react to a new navigational route. We need to get over one more lane. It'd be nice if you did it now, but you're not. Of course. So I'm only going to leave this route on until we make that left turn, and then I'm going to kill the navigation again. And the reason I'm doing this is to avoid just going down a straight road until the road ends. I mean, eventually we would get something that would force the beta to go left or right, but for time's sake, I'd like to throw it into something more interesting. Don't you do it during the intersection. You wait. Good job, Mew. Alright. I like that. I'd say that it, 9 times out of 10, it'll wait to get over until clearing an intersection, but there are still some of those edge cases where it'll start to merge right in the middle of it, and that's not okay. That's why it's important to be ready to take over and hit that report button. I haven't had any failures though this whole time yet, which is fun. Of course, I just spoke that into the ether, so we'll see how that ends up. Okay, there you go. Killing the navigation. So we are back into our unguided adventure mode, our free roam mode.
Now that I think about it, actually, pretty much put it into like a roaming mode, because as a rideshare driver, in between rides, we don't just kind of drive straight, or at least I don't just drive in a straight line until I pick somebody up. I go into like a roaming mode where I try to drive around and see if I can, you know, scoop up a ride. So that might be a cool thing to experiment with, especially with the idea of robotaxis in the future and an autonomous service, is to have, when the vehicle isn't navigating to a particular route, a roaming mode. That's a little bit more refined than an open-ended explorative mode, but similar concept. You know, you could even segment it to different areas in the city you're in, like National City versus San Diego versus East County versus the La Jolla region, Rancho Penasquito region, you know, as many regions as you want, and they can be areas where you're roaming to try to pick up a ride. That'd be a really cool thing to start doing now to see how the system can handle free roaming with an eventual purpose behind it. On that topic, we're getting ready to come to the end of Eastlake Parkway into Hunt Parkway, the road that crossed where we went, you know, to the wildlife trail. So it can't go right, it can only go left. And we've got a 3-lane scenario. So in the least, it'll be fun to see how it handles this dead-end 3-lane left that's coming with a flashing red too. Oh man, so much going on. And cones. Cool. This just went from blah to holy shit real fast. All right. Cones everywhere, even the main turning lanes are blocked off. We got nobody around us aside from truck and truck. There's no one behind us to hold up. It's tracking to go straight. It's gonna have to see that barrier though. Yep, we're stopping. And we're frozen. Yeah, that's for you, Dano Clown. So you can't say the car was gonna run into a barrier. Watch the whole thing. Anyways, all right, so couldn't detect the turn. Wouldn't really expect it to. The turn lanes are blocked off, straight lanes with a bit of a barrier overhang. But I guess the important thing to take out of that situation is saw the barrier and stopped and went, yeah, help. Alrighty. All right, we are back on our unguided adventure. Good left turn into a merge. Now this area should present a lot more challenge for the beta to make decisions versus a lot of the straight lines that was going on before. This is more so the Rancho San Diego area, or I guess Skyline, East County-ish, north of Eastlake and Chula Vista. Not too far from where we were, but figured, you know, let's go ahead and just get here versus the boring highway trip up here. But as we curve around this road, we're going to be met with several decision-making points where it's going to have to choose to go left, right, or into residential spots and see if we get stuck in a loop or something to that effect. Looks like I was right though. We're gonna go straight into this residential area. All right, got a human walking around here. We're tracking to go around him very well. Let's see, what are the odds? I'd say there's a really good chance we're gonna follow this road and get stuck. Now these larger cul-de-sac style left turns, they do confuse the system. You're seeing that right now. I'm a little surprised that it didn't actually turn on the turn signal, which is normal for it to do with exaggerated left and rights like that, especially in residential spots. I can't wait to see if we get stuck in here or if we somehow bend this left and carry on a drivable route. There we go, we're slowing down. See, here's an example where it's got a right turn signal, and I guess What do you guys think? Do you think that's necessary? Or does this seem more like a flow through? Oh, actually we can't turn to the right. Awesome, so it's gonna be forced to go left. Cool. So that's one of the funny things about these unguided adventures. I thought that was a road we could go and get stuck down, but it's not. So we're carrying on. It looks like this is a pretty good dip here. I feel like with 10.69, I've noticed an increased chance that it will slow down for major dips. But I think this is mostly the turn throwing it off, because I don't know if it thinks that that is an oncoming traffic lane, so it signaled and took its time, but it's still doing the job. We're going a little too far to the right here. Good correction though. Okay, we are not allowed to turn right, and the system knows that. Fantastic. So this is a one-way loop around this school. Here we go. All right, carrying around. Let's see how it reacts to this massive semi-truck blocking the road here. We have a lot of weird lane markings for the car. We would instinctively just go around. It's pretty good, okay. Kind of slowing down what I feel like a bit unnecessary toward the end. I wasn't paying attention to possible speed limit change to cause that, or if it's just added caution going around the semi-truck. Now let's see what we do here. Interesting entrance median there. Good stop. We're gonna carry on straight, okay. So this is, we have no stop left and right, but we're totally clear. And this is a pretty good sized dip. Oh, I thought we were gonna rub. This is a really well marked speed bump, so it should see it and slow down. Yep, there it is. Good deceleration. Not bad. Cruising around Bayview Hills. So at the end of this road, we do have a decision for it to make, to go left or right. If it goes right, we might get stuck in a loop. So we'll see. Oh, the speed limit changed through here. Down to, wow, 16 kilometers an hour. That is slow. Which, that's about 10 miles an hour, so I'm gonna let it carry on as it is, because some residential places, you know, they do go to 10 miles an hour, especially if there's a lot of children typically around. So I'm gonna let it do its thing. And it is deciding to go to the right. So if this does become a loop, I might let it do it once or twice to see if we'll get out of it. Or if it decides to go a new way. There we go, good execution. All right, will you go left or right? Will you default to the right? Hey, what? It wants to go left now. Oh, I'm so excited. That's awesome. I was worried that it would just default right into a circle. Interesting decision to turn really sharp there. What are you doing? Okay. You know what that reminded me of? The way some people go over speed bumps when they have a really low car and they come at it at an angle and bump around. You guys know what I'm talking about. That maneuver felt very similar to that. So it isn't programmed to default right, apparently, which is really interesting. Now we'll see, will we go left or right here? It looks like we're tracking to the right based on the intention line. And we are. Back down Paradise Valley Road. So we have some traffic coming along. Technically in the lane where we can go. And good execution. Hell yeah. Solid right on red, getting out of there, not wasting any time. I'm actually going to, there we go. We have a random place here we can make the vehicle navigate to give us a bit of a mix-up in where we're going. So we'll zip ahead to that turn. Oh my gosh. Guys, what is this? We got a big truck of FUD in front of us. What is happening right now? Oh man. I just appreciate the little ironies in life. Oh wow. Watch out for the big truck of FUD. That's gonna become a new reference. Oh man. I wonder if Dan's driving the truck. Or maybe it's that Taylor Ogan guy. Maybe Gordon Johnson. Maybe they're all hiding in the back of it. They're all like... Anyways, alright. Killing the nav since we're on a new course. Oh man, that was the highlight of my day. Driving hop. Oh man, I can't even talk now. Driving behind a big truck of FUD. I can't. Oh man, this sign's jutting out pretty far to the left here. Makes me uncomfortable. Let's see. Looks like the intention line's already trying to project a little to the left there. That's good. Let's not tap our mirror on it. Cool. Perception's a funny thing too, you know, given the angle of the road and my position in the driver's seat. Oh, bumpy. It probably looked a lot closer than it actually was. Weird lane lines here. Person crossing on a bike. Smooth controlled stop. I remember a time back, several iterations. Think back to 10.5. Maybe 10.5 and 10.6. 10.6 is when things started to really look a lot better. 10.2 to 10.5 was pretty much a nightmare in comparison. It could still do a lot, you know, not to completely discredit it, but scenarios like that with that bicyclist, it would have just brakes. Wow, our intention line is all over the place. Straight turn, straight turn. Okay, looks like it's decided to commit to a straight road. Hey, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, guys. Oh man, oh, it wanted to bail. What do we, oh. All right, I'll stop, I'm sorry. Can it do it? You can't go right, there's a cone there. Come on, buddy. You're gonna try to bail out? You're like, screw this, man. Screw this. We're getting out of this mess. Abort. Abort! Oh, man, I'm probably clipping my audio so bad. Oh, this was so worth it. This was so worth it. Oh, man. I hope you guys made it to this point in the video after the beginning being a little meh, with there really not being a whole lot for the system to go through. I'll make sure that's pretty short, you know, a lot of fast forwarding, clipping through it, get to the fun stuff to get to this portion. Because between the big truck of FUD and that awesome little construction scenario that made the beta go, F this, I'm out. That's, you know, we also need to take a second to appreciate how impressive that was as an unguided system to make the decision to get out of that scenario. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I know I got on to a guy recently who was sharing clips of my video on Twitter, a very much a hyper pull on Tesla stock, to a point that, you know, can be a bit disingenuous in my opinion. But if he was to clip anything out of a video, that construction portion should be it. I mean, this is one of the many reasons to be very bullish on this technology while also realizing that it has limitations. And right now it's like, yeah, I'm not going left, I'm going right. I'm not getting stuck in that construction again. Oh boy. Oh, I don't have any visibility to my left, not till now, which we're totally clear. So, there we go. Man, that machine's like drilling into that road. Oh, that was so good though. So what's awesome is this little loop we just went through, now we're gonna be faced up here after a couple intersections with another left-right scenario. And I'm hoping it decides to go left. It really depends, I don't know. Oh man, he beat us, guys. Yeah, we just couldn't measure up, you know? I guess EVs are too slow.
Hey guys, Editor Kaz here again, and I've decided on looking at this that he's definitely speeding through a residential area, so we're going to go ahead and give him a human error, because you know the beta would be criticized in a heartbeat for racing through a residential area in the same fashion. Back to the video. To the work site. Oh, just having fun, just having fun. I'm glad he stopped though. You know, props to that human. He didn't just break the law because he's impatient. I've seen plenty of that. Alright, here we go. We are in the left lane, coming up to a dead end. Will the vehicle go left or right? It kind of depends on how these lanes are sequenced up here. So, based on the lane we're staying in now, unless it decides at the last minute to change lanes, we're gonna go left. Which honestly I think will be the more exciting path. This is a disgusting left turn lane though. Look at how bad this is designed. Oh my gosh. Can't really fault the beta for being sort of sideways here. It might mistakenly make this truck behind us think that we're trying to turn left into this Arco station, which we really can't anyway. It's a one-way on this side. Of course, that'll be corrected once we get moving here and straighten out. There we go. Get off my bumper, bro. It's my personal space. Get up out of my personal space. Okay, we stayed inside lane. All right, Spring Valley. That's what I was trying to call this place. Sorry, guys. I'm driving all over the place. I get all sorts of messed up. But we're in the Spring Valley area of East County. And we're heading down Paradise Valley Road now, going into more and more tight residential spots. But this road, theoretically, will just keep on going. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this first of hopefully many unguided adventures, just letting the beta free roam around different areas of Southern California. I had a lot of fun, especially towards the end, and I would absolutely love to know what you guys thought about this, about everything, and all the feedback and, you know, ideas on how to make it better, or things you like, things you didn't like. Let me know. Thanks so much for all the continued support. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, all the good things to help the channel continue to grow. I feel honored that we've passed the 4,000 subscriber mark. It's been an adventure, and I look forward to a lot more to come. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.